Hey, it's the right Rican, and you can see what the topic is about today. But real quick, um, Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a live stream. So if you're watching this, I'm going to do a live stream around 8 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm going to have a guest on to my show. He started doing stuff on live streams on Instagram. So I'm gonna have him on just to talk about stuff that's going on in the news, and we'll see where it goes. Um, um, I just wanted to announce that real quick. Also, my videos have been a little sporadic lately because, um, frankly, my kids are out of school, so taking advantage, spending time with them. I've also um, made it a point to address my weight gain, and I've made a point to get to the gym and do cardio and all that stuff to lose weight, trying to get myself back into good health. Even though my allergies are killing me, but I've dropped 20 pounds in the past month, just focusing, eating better and going to the gym. So that's why my videos have been a little more sporadic between that. Like I said, school ending, spending time with the kids. Um, People don't realize even just making a 10-15 minute video takes a lot of reading, going through different articles. So doing a 15-minute video could take an hour of research, an hour of reading, just to do one short segment. It's easier when you have someone on, because you guys could push ideas back and forth, and but when you, like what I'm doing today, is I went across this article here. Let me bring this up. Like I said, excuse my sinuses and stuff. My allergies are bad. I found this interesting because it goes here. Hillary Clinton: Democrats should not make transgenderism a main issue. And this is not, obviously, this is not what I titled the video. What I wanted to point out is, in the article, she talks about, we're standing on the precipice of losing our democracy, and everything that everybody else cares about goes out the window, Clinton said. This is in fear of the Democrats. Instead of focusing on kitchen table issues, they're focusing on issues of wokeness, of trans. When I speak of wokeness, I talk about pronouns, talk about transgenderism, pushing this stuff on children. All that stuff is what I'm talking about. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong in that sense. And this is what's pushing a lot of moderates to vote Republican. You have Elon Musk, for the first time, wrote a Republican. And the problem with this is, we're not losing. One, we're not a democracy. We're a representative republic with democratic institutions. Okay. So I mean, these people that wanting to push to get rid of the electoral college and pushing the popular vote, one of the reasons why they do that is because, especially with the Democrats, their power centers are in urban areas where you have millions of people, thousands of people living in small areas. Okay. Where conservatives tend to, and libertarians tend to live in the rural areas. So when they tell us our democracy is in danger, their version of what they think our country should be like is in danger, not our democracy. Okay. Even with everything that happened on January 6th, the dust up, as Jack Del Rio called it, which I agree with. I was just talking with my nurse and I told her, look, listen, what annoys me about people when it comes to January 6th is they want to say it was an insurrection, but meanwhile, most of the protesters were not involved. Most of the people who showed up to protest were not involved in the riot that happened at the Capitol building. Okay. The people who broke through the barriers and all that stuff, yes, they should be prosecuted. You're not going to see me, put in defense of rioters or in defense of looting as, you know, Democrats and the left did during the Black Lives Matter riots. Okay. Riots wrong. Okay. These people should be prosecuted. And that's my principled stance. That's not where the Democrats stand. Like right now with the protests that are going on, they talk about danger to democracy, danger to democracy. Well, the Supreme Court, a judge is not supposed to be protested. Judges aren't supposed to be protested. They're not supposed to be swayed by political opinion. But the DOJ is doing nothing to prosecute people who are breaking the law. This lawlessness is what's a real danger to our democracy, not voting for Republicans. On the contrary, the stuff that you see that's going on with the Democrats, you see what's going on with the DOJ. They won't prosecute these people who are protesting in front of the justices' homes, but they'll go after James O'Keefe for having the diary of Ashley Biden. I think that's her name, Ashley. Well, whatever, Biden's daughter. This lawlessness, it's what's a danger to democracy, not voting Republican. And that's the fear mongering the Democrats do. And that's how they get people to vote for them. They're not voting for them on positive policies. They're voting on them for out of fear tactics. Oh, fear, you got to fear the Republicans because they're going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. Like this whole issue with the abortion, it's been nothing new. The whole thing, Republicans have always been against abortion. Democrats have always been pro-abortion. Okay, the difference now with the Democrats when it comes to abortion is it used to be safe, legal, and rare. That's where I still fall under. Now it's you should be proud of your abortion. You should be able to have an abortion till the point of birth. You see, some of these laws is ridiculous. Even Roe versus Wade, and I think the Casey case talk about viability. And at 6 months, the baby's viable outside of the womb. And I know this for a fact because my son was born at 24 weeks and he's going to be 15 years old. So I know that viability at 6 months is a real thing. So, if someone doesn't want to have their baby at, 6, 7, 8 months, okay, you don't have to kill the baby. You don't have to have an abortion. Give it up for adoption. There's plenty of people seeking children that can't have children because that's another issue for that's another issue for another day. But like I said, we're talking here about what the uh, here's an op-ed where the guy put media and academia have decided that if Republicans win, democracy loses, which is ironic. And here's another article where they talk about the problem of election deniers winning GOP primaries gets worse. Okay, here's the irony. My first election was 2000. I voted for Ralph Nader. Didn't like Gore, didn't like Bush. Okay, but remember, there's the issue with the hanging Chad in Florida, and they questioned the election. Democrats questioned the election in 2000 when they lost. Again, they questioned the election in 2004 when John Kerry lost. And then again in 2016, there were people questioning the election when Hillary lost. So those are the three elections in my lifetime that I'm too young to remember. I'm, I wasn't old enough to remember what went on during, with Reagan, because I was really little kid, and even old enough when I when Bush won in '88. I was still too young to remember this stuff. So what I'm saying is the Democrats have always, as as long as I can remember, denied election results. So the irony of them and what they're trying to pull off in what happened in 2020 is to say that that's, you know election denying, when they're the ones who have been guilty of it. You never saw Republicans saying that Obama didn't get legitimately elected in 2008 and 2012, but they said Donald Trump was an illegitimate president for 4 years. So you need to be careful with what's going on when the media and the Democrats say that we're going to lose our election, we're going to lose our democracy if Republicans win the election. That's the problem. That's what's going on. Is they gaslight you. They gaslight uh, the average person because people don't pay attention to this and people don't remember. Like I said, I'm old enough to remember Democrats questioning elections. So just be careful. Um, you know, have conversations with your friends. Don't stay in your political bubbles. You have to push your family members. You got to push your friends, and let them know. Look, you're voting Republican in 2022, in 2024, and no, I still believe in our representative republic, a democratic republic, and remind them that we're not a pure democracy, because there's people who want that. Like my brother-in-law thinks that, yeah, no, you should be able to pass laws with 51% of the senators, and I think that's nonsense. look at look at what just ending the judicial filibuster started. Okay, now they want to do it with legislation, and that's the problem. No, you want to have 60 senators agree because you want some sort of compromise. You don't want one extreme or the other. You want to be able to make those deals and get some policies that maybe the minority wants. But and I don't mean minorities, I mean just the minority of the minority party that's in control. So that being said, like I said, you got to push that to people. When they complain about the gas, remind them what they voted for, because the media again gaslights you and tells you that the president has nothing to do with the price of gas, and it's a half truth. Okay, because a president's policies and policies toward energy will reflect in the price of gas. When you have Biden closing pipelines, not wanting to build new refineries, pushing electric vehicles, pushing solar, pushing wind, ending oil leases in Alaska, in the Gulf, around the country. When he's pushing those policies, that puts we don't we now when Trump was president, we were a net exporter of oil. Now Biden's begging Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Venezuela for oil. When Trump was president, we were a net exporter of oil. Okay, so don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them scare you into voting against your best interests. Remember that come November 2022. All right. The Rican, follow me here on YouTube and Rumble. Interact with me on social media. I'm finally on Truth, so follow me there. You can follow me on Gab, uh, Twitter, Facebook. You name it, I got it. So, with that being said, have a good one, everyone.